Okay, it's ready to sand now, and we can sand it, and then we'll part it off and go from there. I use a angled drill because it just, if you got one straight and you're trying to hold it, you can't hold it as good. So I think I paid $14 or something for this one at a pawn shop. So I do a lot of pawn shopping and garage sales. Okay, and when I start sanding them, I usually put my lathe in reverse. Slow it down a little bit, and I start off with 80 grit sandpaper. And when I'm at home, the first thing I do is put my dust mask on. I don't turn anything in my shop unless I've got my dust mask on. So when I leave here, I'll probably be good. So, because I don't have it with me. I think I'm going to cut that down a little bit. I think that's a little bit too thick there, so cut that down just a little bit. And with a grinder, you know, you start off with 80 grit. A lot of people are good enough turners, they can start off with, you know, 200, 220 or something like that, but I'm in too big of a hurry, and the 80 grit takes care of that. So all right, that's looking good. I didn't bring my thin super glue, so I'm going to see if I can do a little bit with this thicker glue, but thin will soak down in there and really do a better job. Just around the bark. With the thin, it'll go in here and go underneath the bark there, and it'll stay there. But this thick's not going to do that. So, but it'll still be all right. But I didn't bring my accelerator or the so. Okay, that's with 80 grit. So we'll change to 120. I'm just trying to get that fuzz down. Okay, that's 120. And we'll go to 180. Then we'll go to 220. And that's about as far as I go with mine, is 220. Some of them go 600, 1,000, but I just don't do that. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think what I'll do now is define that hat brim. I'll take a piece of, it's a little piece of maple, and you can just get it going pretty fast. Hold that on there. And get it burning pretty good. That's up all the way. That'd be good enough. Come back and sand the burn off. And that puts your hat brim on there. And so now we're ready to part it off and go further. Take a parting tool. Take a smaller one. Oh,
No contrast with that.
at home I just put it on my bandsaw and cut this right off, and then sand it. But we don't have a bandsaw here, do we? Well, I was a meat cutter for 37 years, and I still got all my fingers. So,
Just as he says that.
yep.
Gotta get it on film though, you're gonna have to stand back up. This won't go viral if we don't see it happen.
And we'll take a 80 grit. We're going to say that's good enough. Okay, there's your snowman body. Now we got to put eyes, nose, arms on him, buttons, teeth. So, and we have to, I buffed mine out with the Bill buffing system, and that's the only thing I use on my pieces that I make is a Bill buffing system. And to me, it just does a good job. I like the way it finishes it, and I don't have to worry about something drying all the time. I have all this set up in my shop so that I just go from one step to the next and don't have to stop or anything. So
On that size mesquite piece, did you worry about cracking?
no,
Pretty stable.
it's pretty stable wood, yes.
You were in full production. How many would you do in a day?
I've did 25, 30 in one day. So once I get going and get in the rhythm, and I'll have 3 of these set up, I have my bandsaw set up, my lathe set up, and everything is, I just go from one step to the next, and I don't have to even, and I'll turn 100 or 200 or 300 bodies, and then I'll go through and buff all of them. Then I'll come back and put the eyes and the buttons on them, drill the holes, put the eyes in them, and drill the holes for the arms, and I'll do that all at one time. Just so it takes a while. That might do it. Let's see. That might do it. Let's see what happens. It goes that way when it comes off. The bill buffing system I've been using since about 98, 99, somewhere like that. I did a demo out at the big town, and the gal was there demoing the bill buffing system, and I made a snowman, and she was demoing that, so I went over and asked her if I could try it out, and she let me do it. And I gave her a snowman after I got through with everything like that. And ever since then, we've had real good rapport. I buy all my stuff from her, and she treats me real good on it. I call her up and say, hey, you got any broken AAA or anything like that? And they got some, she'll put it in a box, ship it to me, and charge me a couple of bucks for it instead of having to pay for the whole amount. Main thing is to keep a little bit of AAA on there, and you just got to keep it turning. When you're doing bigger ones of these, which I've made, like this, mesquite is heavy, and you got to buff them out. Boy, I tell you what, you find out you got muscles you didn't know you had. This is just a matter of taking your time and making sure you get it buffed everywhere. And you got to keep pressure on it, or it won't do any good. You got to keep pretty good pressure on it. Okay, that's the Snowman. And if I was at home, I'd do a little bit better job on it. But I just, in a quick, how much time do I have left? I'll pass this around while I'm doing the nose.